the nice area of the city. Look at that. Amazing. My hand probably just blocked it, but amazing view. Let's go over here. I think this is somewhere where I did it. They're all parked in. Don't drop it. How embarrassing that'd be. So guys, this is a walk around in my... Let me drop the bike. My broken Panigale. Alright, good day all the people on the internet from around the world. The reason I say that is I've recently told everybody that I'm going to the UK in a previous video, and I had a lot more fans from England and the surrounding United Kingdom than I thought. I guess saying hi to you guys, I guess I was a little ignorant to the fact that people over there like my shit, which is kind of interesting. So I've decided that it's a decently nice day, and as we roll into the wonderful downtown city of Calgary, Alberta, I'm going to do a walk around to the old 899 Panigale, my 2015 899. I think I've got all the modifications that I've planned completed now, so now's the time to share it with the internet and share it with all you guys and see what I'm rolling around on. This is also the first internet video from the Panigale in the Pista GP here. I'm wearing it's the black carbon Pista GP. Put a photo on the screen so you can see it. It's a naked carbon helmet with like kind of black and clear coat and everything like that. It's a really nice helmet. Super light. So this is the first video coming from that. So the audio might sound different. The angle's a little bit different. But you know, change is good, isn't that what they say? But either way, I'm going out to the old classic walk around viewpoint that I always do in my videos, which is just down by the old Calgary Stampede grounds. Oh, well, this is the new Corvette. It's a nice car, man. I think that's one of my favorite sports cars now because of the fact that I could actually afford it. In Canada, I think they start at like, you know, mid like 50s, 60s or something like that, which is actually reasonably priced. Even a sad Canadian such as myself can afford something like that. You can't turn left there. See what I mean? Like, I go out for a ride to do something, and people are just fucking around like that. Like, you had to, in order to turn left there, you had to be in the left turning lane. There's just a willy-nilly fun game for everybody. Yeah, I like the new Corvette because I could actually afford it. And it's, they fixed a lot of the things. Like, people were saying the interior is quite cheap, and like years ago they used to have a live axle in the back, but now they've got everything together. This isn't a walk around of the fucking Corvette. I might as well talk about my Panigale. So this is the walk around on the one replacing my crashed one from my collision. Like, I have to keep telling people, I will upload the video once the lawsuit is done and everything is done, alright? Alright, dude, you were there before me, so you go ahead. You're welcome, sir. I'm a nice fragged. And then I go. See, that's how a three-way stop works. Either way, I will upload the video once all the legalities are sorted through, so everybody hold on to your panties. But yeah, off to the classic view of views, where I do all the walk-arounds on my bikes. It's like a tradition now. I go through so many damn bikes. Let's go over here. Park the old bitch. Alright. So, once again, I get to be that loser, like in all my videos, that's sitting here with a helmet on, visor closed, talking to himself. So this is my 2015 899 Ducati Panigale. I guess we'll start from the front of the bike and go back. First thing off the front of the bike, as we're coming top to bottom here, is tinted windscreen, eBay, $9. Just a black tinted windscreen. I want to get the Corsa, I believe it's the Zero Gravity Corsa windscreen, and it makes it nice and tight so you can tuck down, because I will be tracking this bike this summer. I might be getting track fairings, I'm not sure yet, but this bike is getting tracked this season. DSG and Snowcat and I are going out to Edmonton, Alberta, which has a track, and we're going to be doing that. Next up, I've also done the red fairing from an 1199 Panigale. I always found that the 899 looked really short and kind of almost like a childish version because the fender wasn't red in the front. It was black in the front. And now that I mentioned it, if you look at photos, you'll notice that the difference between the red fender and the black fender in the 899, it makes a world of difference. Plus, I've got the red pinstripe on the wheels that I've done, which is just a cheap $20 pinstripe that I got from a local motorcycle shop. It brings out the wheels a bit because the wheels are base model wheels. Next, I've got the Pro Grip 717 grips for the handlebars. They're a 2-layer rubber, so underneath is a hard rubber, and then on top is a soft rubber or something like that, and it feels really, really good. It helps with the vibrations. I've got the Ducati Performance bar ends here. These guys right here. These actually create more vibrations than the non-performance ones, saving weights. They're less heavy than the OEM bar ends, but they're black and look cool, so that's why I've got those. Up here, I get a lot of questions on this. This is the RAM mount iPhone 6 cradle holder thingy. I've gotten power wired as well for that, so the phone sits here and charges. I've also got a USB power down here. I've got a helmet set up that charges all my helmet and everything that I can plug in there. Next up, I've got the GB Racing clutch cover and alternator cover on the other side, made for the Ducati 899 Panigale. These I had to modify to fit with the Sato racing frame sliders. There's some brackets here. You can see that I had to cut down and modify because they're not made to work together, but I've made those because I really, really want to protect this in case of a low side or anything like that. This is probably one of the most important things. It sticks out on the side of the bike. And then next up, I've got the Ducati Performance foot pegs. These things are a must-buy. Snowcat actually bought them for me for my birthday. Oh, isn't he nice? And these things are a game changer, man. The OEM pegs that come with the bike are so slippery and just not good. And these ones are so grippy, they actually like dig into your boot, and it's quite nice. Oh, and then I've also got this Techspec tank grip and protector kit. And then also on this side of the bike, we've got the cord exhaust, which is from a gentleman called PHL on Ducati forums. I'll put the link's in the description. The link's in the description for all these parts if you guys are curious. This exhaust, what he does is he takes the exhaust, I ship it to him, he takes it out, cores everything, it takes all the internals out, cat, baffles, all that stuff, puts a nice cover on the front, welds everything back up and paints it black. I will be honest, the black covering is not the greatest in the world. I would recommend against getting it because it's already starting to wear off, and I've put 1,000K on this bike. It looks badass, but it's already starting to wear off. So on this side of the bike here, I've got the Sato Racing frame sliders. You can see bolts all in there again. These are great. The Sato Racings are fantastic. They're machined quite well, and they're one of the most inexpensive ones. I've got a charging port here that you can plug in heated vests and stuff as well as a battery tender. On the front here, I've got Evotech front axle sliders, and those are great. In case I'm like a Harley guy, I just had to lay her down. Then on the back here, I've got GB Racing rear swing arm spool / protectors and RNG rear axle protectors. I've got some LED modifications that I want to talk about for indicators. All right, so now that I've covered up my license plate, because I didn't think this through and bring anything to cover it, I can talk about the indicators. I've got the Competition Works low mount license plate bracket, which sits underneath the tail. You can kind of see in here, I've got these indicators, the ones that came with the fender eliminator kit, but I've modified them and I've put super bright LEDs in, 4 in each one, and I'll fire these up now so you guys can see. So as you can see, these things are super, super bright. So we're in the middle of standard daylight with a bit of overcast on, but these things you can see in direct sunlight, and they're fantastic. The ones that came with the kit, you know, unfortunately knocking the product, but they didn't cut the mustard. So I had to do this so people can once again see me, and it's all about that. Those are all custom retrofit items. I've put those LEDs in myself and soldered them all up. I've also got the rear seat cover, painted rear seat cover that makes it red, so it just looks so much better. Because of this license plate mounting system, you lose the rear passenger peg mounting ability, so you can't have a rear passenger anyway, so might as well throw this baby on and then we're good to go. So now you guys know what I'm actually on when I'm riding it through town. Before I will go, I will just do a quick little rev test of the exhaust, because who doesn't love that, right? It's a pretty angry sound compared to stock. It's just opened up, right? So it has that same raspy sound to it. Just super, super loud, like you can see. I'm gonna leave my visor open so you guys can hear, but I'm gonna get right down here and give her little beans. Anyways, now that I'm deaf, if you guys have any questions or concerns or comments about the parts or anything I've put on or how they were installed or anything like that, just leave comments down below. If you wouldn't mind liking this video, click subscribe. I like to get close with you guys. That sounds kind of weird, but so, you know, be part of the fragging community, guys. Click like, subscribe, all that shit, you know, all the standard thing YouTubers do, and we'll see you in the next one, homies. Next up, I've got the Ducati Performance and then next up I've got the Ducati Performance foot pegs.